Eleven major broadcast and print media corporations represent a major portion of the news information systems, providing multiple links to almost every household in North America. For many people, this means that their entire source of news and information comes through the filters of these 11 corporations. Advertising in the media has been commonly regarded as the voting system weighted by income. The main business of media is to sell audiences to advertisers. Large corporate advertisers rarely sponsor programs that contain serious criticisms of corporate activities, such as negative ecological impacts, the workings of the military-industrial complex, or the continuing corporate support of third-world dictatorships. Media organizations rely heavily upon news provided by corporate and government sources, which have organized divisions to provide this material to the media. These bureaucracies subsidize the media, and the media must be careful not to antagonize such an important investor. The development of right-wing corporate flak producers such as Accuracy Media are used to harass the media and to put pressure upon them to follow the corporate agenda. Flak was developed in the 1970s when major corporations and wealthy right-wingers became increasingly dissatisfied with recent political developments and with media coverage. The ideology of the external threat is integral to the Western political culture. It provides the fuel which makes the propaganda model operate so vigorously. External threats have been ingrained into journalistic practices to the point that even in periods of peace, it is expected for journalists to frame issues in terms of our guys versus the bad guys.
Volts of electricity.
Perhaps the largest deception played on the television viewing public is the inclusion of video news releases during the network television news. Unbeknownst to most, the video news release, or VNR, have been a major part of television since the 1980s. Having been produced by major corporations to appear to be the average news story that, when incorporated into the daily news, attempts to sway public opinion in promoting a product, service, or event. Some VNR productions have been known to hire actors to portray a news correspondent, a journalist, the seemingly random man in the street, and other characters whose sole responsibility it is to deliver the carefully scripted comments, all of which leads to a recreated actuality of a credible news story. Corporations known for producing VNRs include Philip Morris, Microsoft, the pharmaceutical industry, the Department of Defense, the Census Bureau, the Department of Health and Human Services, the Department of Education, FEMA, and the granddaddy of them all, MediaLink Worldwide. Many news stations have felt financial pressure to become increasingly profitable. This has led to significant cost cutting in the newsrooms themselves, which often includes technicians and producers. Thus, demand has grown for cheap news supplied by the outside sources. And thus the public are left with stories of little significance, while more important issues get swept under the carpets of corporate America. The fight against VNRs has been growing, with the Federal Communications Commission setting fines against media outlets who fail to inform their viewers that a particular story has been produced by some agency outside of the news department. Even though the fight continues, the practice of including VNRs into the daily news is as prevalent today as it was 20 years ago. When a VNR is broadcast over the airwaves and is not disclosed to the public, media outlets everywhere run the risk of ruining their credibility.
Volts of electricity burst into flame.